And we're live. Aloha, guys. Aloha from the big island of Hawaii. I am here with my friend Michael Piptak, who is my referral partner on the east side of Hawaii. And I'm also with Nancy and Charles, who are residents now of Hawaiian Paradise Park. We have recently helped them relocate to the island, and we're going to be talking about super important topics. We have a thumbs up here on some of the social media platforms. Thank you so much for watching. But yes, you guys, I am excited that you guys are finally here on the island. It has taken you guys a little while,
Yeah.
and today we're going to be talking about relocation, what it took for you guys to come out and live here in HPP, and in your journey. Do you guys want to share a little bit about what drove the relocation to HPP?
So I retired in July, and we've been coming out here for 15, 20 years on vacation and stuff. And we always loved when we're here. And sometimes people call it the calling to come to move there. Well, we did it. Um, but it took a lot of planning on our part. We probably talked, I think we just discussed it was been 4 years listening to your uh, podcasts and stuff to finally setting the date to sell our house, which went really slowly. Um, we
At
put
first.
at first we put it up in July of last year. We didn't get any offers, even though we had 80 some people go through our house. Uh, and then we took it off the market and we put our house on up again in February of this year. Well, it sold in 4 days. And so we were in a rush. Um, so, they wanted to close early. We pushed it off a little bit. We came out to look at houses with Michael.
Mhm.
He showed us a whole bunch of places. We got paperwork started to ship the dog, which is a big deal. We've talked part of that with the rabies vaccines and all that stuff. Even the health certificate. The one vet we said there was lots of people came in had no clue, thinking they had stuff they were going to move right away with the dog, and that's not going to happen right away. Um, to setting up with somebody to ship our cars. We had them pick them up in Chandler and ship them, which was very easy. They picked them up. They sent us pictures wherever they were. They dropped them off. We could follow the ship across the ocean with our cars. We could watch the ship all the way. We're hitting all the different islands. With my vehicle, I could tell when they opened the door where it was parked to go pick it up. It's pretty quick and easy. We shipped our stuff with pods. Um, they came, dropped the sign off. We loaded it up. We They came, got it. They got here. That probably took the longest, um,
About 6 weeks.
about six
Yeah.
weeks. Um, that was probably the most stressful thing of camping at our new house.
Right.
Yeah.
So we did that.
And you said something very important there where, the your property back home wasn't selling, right? And right now we are
Correct.
experiencing a market all across the nation where folks that are in your same situation of wanting to relocate to the island, sometimes they have the expectation that the home is going to sell really fast. They have, financial goals that they need to meet in order to make the move. And in your situation, we're faced with a lot of price readjustments, right?
Yes.
When the property wasn't moving, right, which was a difficult period because I know that your heart wanted to be in Hawaii already. What was the sentiment when the months are passing, right? Things are not happening as fast. What was your mantra, or what was um, your uh, your thinking or your thought process to say, well, this is not happening right now. I know I want to move to Hawaii. I'm not going to be defeated. What was the thought process so that you can walk us through? Because there are a lot of people, I think, are going through that exact situation. Um,
and so for us, we took it off for the holidays. And then we went through and kind of redecorated a bit
Mm-hmm.
We
to
really spruced up the
spruce
house.
up stuff
Yes,
with,
made it more marketable.
different stuff in the bathrooms, different coverings on the beds and
Mm-hmm.
Just pillows and plants and
stuff. And then, um, like I said, we put it back on the market after the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Per our realtor said it was a good idea to do that.
Right. 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 Right.
but our way of thinking, I think, was we might have to stay in Arizona. We might have to just um, you know, wait another year, try it again when the market would be better,
Right.
possibly, in 24, 25.
Mm-hmm.
We were thinking about maybe just downsizing and getting a condo or a patio home in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
We also considered maybe renting on the Big Island. But from what we've read on social media and other, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, platforms about moving to the Big Island, we didn't think that with a dog, the rentals would be few and far between.
Mm-hmm.
But we weren't going to give up. I mean, we wanted to persevere, and so we were ready to go back at it as soon as the holidays were done. And we were so surprised that on the third or fourth day it went back on the market, we got the offer.
Wow. I mean that day must have been, you guys must be feeling like, "Oh my goodness, like it's happening," right? Because
Yes.
once you have an
And it,
accepted offer, things are
yeah,
kicked into gear immediately, right?
Yes, yes,
yes.
the ball started rolling really fast.
Because they wanted to get in basically 7 days before they were going
March
to give
1st.
us 30 days.
Yes, they were just giving us like 3 weeks to get moved
They
Wow.
wanted to be in the
and close.
first, and we were not
Yeah,
ready.
so we extended, we worked with their realtor, our realtor did, and we extended it a week to March 7th for our closing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had to move into a hotel, like an extended stay hotel for about 12 days.
Wow.
And while all this was
Yeah,
happening, so I mean, the pod was full, it was gone, it was on its way.
they had picked up the cars at the hotel we were staying at,
Yeah,
um, and then when it got really, well, we came out saw Michael, put an offer on the house during this time. Um, then we had to find an Airbnb to stay in, which we stayed in for what,
in
12 days
in Hilo,
in
yes,
Hilo. Um,
that allowed dogs.
that allowed
Right.
had to get a rental car, had to extend it because our cars weren't here.
Yeah,
Um,
there was a lot of things happening that, you know, you have to keep an open mind about what your options are, you know. You always have to have like a little flow chart of this doesn't work, then this has to happen, and just make do with go arounds and be very flexible is what you have to do.
I
So,
love what you said about flowchart because I think I think extension is the name of the game, right? The continuation of extending, a stay here or there. The pods are not arriving on time. You may have to extend now having a longer periods of usage for the car. Patience is also one that a lot of people underestimate until you're faced with those situations, right? Um, but
yes,
you guys power through, and now you're on the
but
other side of things.
it all came together very nicely actually. From the people picking up the dog at the hotel because we were boarding a different flight and then getting there actually ended up getting there an hour earlier than the dog did,
Oh boy.
which Hawaiian Airlines did a wonderful job with her,
yes.
picking
Wow.
her up and moving her and checking her in. So we got there with our car and an hour ahead of time, and off she came, and you know, she was there with us.
Right. It ended up working out just right. I mean, all the pieces fell into place at the end. So it was really a miracle, I think, because we were expecting the worst.
I mean,
Right.
everything from having the house, did we got to move in before the house closed. The owners let us in early, and they were amazing because they set us up with an arrow bed and blankets and
Oh,
pillows and stuff to be able to sleep here, get
Yeah,
in a couple of days earlier before closing.
yeah, because we had nothing here, so
Um,
what a beautiful housewarming gift from the seller, right? Like, hey,
yeah.
here it is. You guys can
Uh,
sleep here and you're soon to be home, right?
right, yes,
so we camped for a few weeks till our stuff got here. So we bought
yeah,
some lawn chairs and a little table and stuff, and we made do. You know.
right. Talk about the spirit of aloha. I mean, the help that we got from the former owner and everybody that helped us move, and with the car situations and the Airbnb host,
Wow.
it was just we got that warm fuzzy feeling that that's the aloha spirit.
Right. It really sounded like exactly like you put it. Things were falling into place. And then Michael, you see, the super friendly couple arriving to the island. How was the search laid out for Nancy and Charles? And how did you guys process the understanding of the different neighborhoods and primarily HPP? Because that's where they ended up. Um,
Right. Well, I think that's where the focus was to begin with. But um, Charles and Nancy said something at the beginning that I don't see a lot of some of the back end where you had been participating and watching videos for years. I distinctly remember our first conversation, which was in September of 2023.
mhm.
And then, we had a call, we talked, we set up some criteria, put you on an MLS feed.
Right.
And come September, we get an email saying everything's on hold right now.
Uh-huh.
And I think both Mally and I were just like, oh, oh no, okay. But you persevered. You had that plan, and I've mentioned that before. You have the plan A, plan B, plan C,
Yeah.
and all we did was just put a small pause in it. It didn't change the focus of where we wanted to be. Then
Right,
turn around come February, we get notification that oh,
We're
we've
coming.
made
It's
plans.
happening.
We're coming to look at houses. But during that time period, I will back up and say that there was a little discussion to say, well, maybe we should just put a pause on the MLS
Mhm.
feed. And
Yeah.
I think at that point I said, no, let's keep this going because we don't know what's going to happen. And you should be educated as to what's happening in the market, whether it's a month, 2 months, 3 months. And I think that was a good decision just so that you could continually see, again, what's happening in the neighborhood, especially you wanted to be in. So uh, before I knew it, you guys were here. You did your homework. We identified like 6 houses to go see. The house
mhm,
that you chose was the last house on the list, and you almost took it off because its price point was a little bit higher than you wanted to be.
right,
Yes.
yes,
And I think you and I are both so glad that we went to see that property because we saw it once. The next day we went and saw it again. I think we saw it again before you left,
yes,
and we
that's
knew it was meant to be.
right,
So,
yes. It's
Yeah.
funny how that works out. It's always the last house you look at.
that wasn't intentional on my part, but it was one that popped up, and I said, I think
Right,
this might be something we want to go take a look at. And it turned out, for all the reasons that you've described, the neighbors, the location, it's
the,
a perfect
the
fit.
views, yeah,
The views.
Yeah, everything how you want to live your life here in Hawaii, so it fit.
right,
But then we offered on the property, and before I knew it, you emailed me and said, "Well, we're here." And I go, "Didn't I just show you houses last week? Wait, what's going on?" And
right,
but about 3 weeks had gone by, and we're busy, Mally. We're off onto other things, and
Mhm.
we're still working through the transaction. And all of a sudden, here you are, boots on the ground, ready to go. Um, but you had your plan. You had your
Yeah.
plan for the cars, you had your plan for the pod. And I distinctly remember talking to you like, oh, are the cars are here. Well, now we're working to get our license plates for the cars and our driver's licenses and our health insurance. It was just all those little boxes were just
Hmm.
checked off. I mean,
We have them all checked off. We have our driver's licenses.
mhm.
We're registered to vote. You know, we're here.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have your
Um,
rainbow license.
yep.
Yep. Yeah. We have the license plate. We even have the decals on the back of the vehicles. So people don't think we're driving rental cars, you know?
You know what, Michael, you brought us back to memory lane so much because you guys, I mean, we converse a lot of these times when we're dealing with people that are relocating, and we work hand in hand. And truly, I mean, we welcome a lot of families, but I don't know for you, Michael, but when I heard you guys on the phone, you guys, eh, like, truly, and I mean it, your heart is on your voice. Like, you're very sweet people, very, very sweet. And when we got the news that your search was on pause, we were like, oh, like we were feeling sad. We were like, oh man, they are the sweetest people, and this is happening. But I think that sometimes things happen for a reason, and the fact that sometimes we don't understand it until the end, right? And I mean, for the viewers, you guys, I mean, of course we're not going to show their home, but it's gorgeous. And you guys scored a gorgeous property in HPP, that exactly what, to your point, Michael, I'm so glad that that wasn't taken off the list, because it's so fitting for space, your doggy location.
Mhm.
It's a dream what you
Yeah.
guys have
Right.
Mhm.
purchased out here.
I knew when
um
we walked up the steps to the lanais on the front of the house that kind
wow.
of this is it.
Yes.
We hopefully they will accept our offer and
Yes.
we will.
We were crossing our fingers, hoping that our offer would be accepted and that we would be on our way here.
Mhm.
Well, we've
And
been here. We might not have had a home.
right, right. But
We've been
everything
sleeping in the
everything
car.
happened. You guys had a plan in motion, right? And it happened.
Mhm.
What is your biggest piece of advice for people watching this video that are in your same shoes, that are wanting to move to the island, have a home on the mainland, are they feel, I think that when people, and including myself, we have these assets, right? We have our homes, and we find it hard, right, to move away from the property because it's like it's been the forever home, right? What
Hmm.
is the one piece of advice that you would provide to people that have the mindset of moving to the island just like you guys did?
I
Yeah.
think the biggest thing is to plan carefully, um, and throw away a bunch of stuff you don't need. We have like a bunch of shoes and stuff. I'm never going
Right,
to wear them.
right.
Right.
Or work clothes. I'm never going to wear them. I don't know why I packed them.
Those
Um,
leather coats.
Oh,
just
do not bring leather. We should do a video, Michael, about leather out here. My
Yes.
gosh, yes.
We have those conversations when we're looking at properties, and I remember we met Charles and Nancy what two weekends ago for dinner, and Nancy
Uh-huh.
brought up a point
yes,
of some things were already starting to mold, and it happens.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate it happens.
Right. Right.
We should wear a shirt that says "Mold happens in Hawaii." Mold happens,
yeah.
right?
Well, and that's what one piece of advice I would give is spend some time here. I know we were at first looking on the west side, on the Kona side, and we thought that would be perfect for us because it is drier and sunnier and lots of beaches but don't dispute or what's the word? Don't dismiss the east side because there's so many gems over here in so many different neighborhoods, and spend a little time, maybe come for a week or two or maybe even a month if you can, if you're retired or something, and spend some time here, get to know what it's like here, and so you're kind of, you know what to expect with the humidity, with a little bit more rain over here. But with all the rain comes the rainbows. And
Right.
we really are loving it over here. After we got a lot of people saying, oh, you're not going to like the east side, but we really love it here.
I was commenting on your. I mean, I was telling them, Michael, earlier that they were glowing. They have the island glow, and it truly you guys are just you guys look so happy and content with being out here. Are there any fun activities that you guys have been involved in that that were in your bucket list as soon as landing in Hawaii and living here long term?
We haven't had a chance to get out and explore yet, really. But we like um, road trips. We were always doing road trips back in Arizona. So little short day trips, or maybe, a couple days at a time, go up and explore different parts of the island. And
Wow.
and really take time to visit some of the family farms that are making vanilla or chocolate or coffee, or all these different things, with a beef cattle ranch. There's so many things here that you can visit and take part in, and really get to know the culture.
Wow.
We've been here before on vacation, and we've driven around the whole island before, but to spend a lot more time at each of those places.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful. And of course, I mean, you wake up and your scenery is different, right? I mean, Arizona weather just super dry, right? And
Yeah,
it also has its beauty, but you're now waking up in lush, right? In a lush environment. We
Yeah.
have chickens, wild boars,
Yes.
goats, you name
we
it.
haven't seen any pigs except for along the side of the road. They haven't been
Right.
digging up the
Fortunately,
backyard at all yet.
fortunately, yeah.
Right. Now, how would you compare your utilities? When you're talking about comparison of being on the mainland and, electricity is that much there in water. How does it compare to Hawaii?
Well, we're water bill. We do catchment here. There is
Right?
no water bill.
Uh-huh.
We drop our trash off at the transfer station. There is no city cost
Hmm.
for that. We just got our first electric bill. It was, I think, 1 4, which we were scared kind of about people saying how the electric is here. Uh, in Arizona with the air conditioner, we don't have an air conditioner here.
Hmm.
We could be $400. I don't think we'll ever get that here.
Here.
Um,
Right.
No.
so I think some of the things, I think our insurance was less than their.
Yeah. All the fees, like the driver's license fees, the registration fees, that's all a lot less. The
Right.
property taxes are less.
I mean, I have
Right.
a Toyota truck in Arizona, would be, it's new, it's like $700 to register it. Um, so, some of the things are quite a bit less. Um, the DMV here were the nicest people at any DMV I've ever
Oh.
been to. They were so helpful and nice.
And no 2 hour waits.
No 2 hour
Right.
waits.
Right.
So,
Those are the things that we as locals take for granted, right,
yeah.
Michael? Like, because we're here and we forget that you're right. On the mainland, it's a 2-3 hour wait for any DNB related item. And here are, because it's less populated, the DNVs are not extremely busy. They're busy, but not to the tune of two to
Right.
3 hour wait time. Um, yeah,
At
no,
least
that is
at least the one we went to in Pahoa, it was hardly anybody there.
right. They
There
almost
was no
give you a
wait.
lay, huh? Like, hi, aloha. Oh, that is so
Very
sweet.
personal, would chit chat with you and stuff. And,
Right.
very
So,
nice.
I would love for so Michael, when you were discussing with them about the water systems that we have out here, when you were discussing cashment, because a lot of people, hopefully the viewers, are familiar with cashment, but if you're not familiar with cashment, how did that conversation went about, and how did you guys decided, right, that cashment was the way to go?
Uh,
Well, I think it was for us. It was just pretty much a given in the area we were looking. That was all that was available. So we knew going in. I don't know that I had shared any additional information. I don't recall if I provided anything to you guys beforehand on just what's available online that you can go and read to understand
we
the system and
we
how
had
it works.
already looked up online what it was,
Yeah, we
and
did.
so we already were kind of familiar with it.
Mhm.
Right.
Um,
We
so
watched some YouTube videos about the maintenance of catchment and so on. So
Right. Yeah, and the reason why I'm asking is, a lot of people watching, right? They're like catchment what? They're not familiar with the systems, but it is basically a system that accumulates the water from the rain, right?
Mhm.
yes,
And yeah, it's a um, very common system on that side.
Right.
Um, Now, how have you been adjusting to the island with the culture? Like, how has that been different from Arizona?
uh,
a lot of new words is one thing.
yeah, a lot of new words to learn, terms for different things. A lot of it we knew before, though, just as being tourists here, vacationers, we came across a lot of those words. Um, and the culture is quite a bit different. Um, but in Arizona, we have a lot of native peoples as well. So we are sensitive to um, the native peoples here, and the culture, the diversity. Um, that's one thing about Hawaii has such a diverse population of
Right,
different cultures,
right.
um, Asian and European and South Islander. So I mean, it's a little hard to get used to sometimes, but we love the food and love the art and love the music already before we even came here. So we kind of fell right in, and we're happy with the groove that we fell into. So
And that is beautiful. I think for a lot of people that are coming out here, the integration to the island, it's highly important. They wanna mingle with the culture, and they want to make sure that they have an understanding of the local community, and that this space is sacred, right, for many of these families. So I love what
mhm,
you're saying, that you have experience in Arizona with those matters. You come out to the island, and it feels like an easy transition, right?
mhm.
yeah.
From where you guys were to
Yeah,
here.
a lot of it has to do with tolerance and respect.
Right. Very well put, Nancy. I think that if everybody were to wear a shirt, you know, tolerance and respect, because those are the two main ingredients that you need in order to be in peace out here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, really put. So Michael, do you have any words here for the audience?
Well, the pleasure that I get out of this is not only being able to assist someone like Charles and Nancy, who are a wonderful couple. I get to live through their eyes in a short period of time. And the one thing that stood out to me the most for our last interaction was conversations of, well, where have you been eating? Where, have you discovered any restaurants, things like that? Because, Molly, as you said, we live here, so we might have our routines of what we
Mhm.
do. So we met for dinner. I suggested, would you like Thai food for dinner? Yes, we love Thai food. The conversation got to going. Well, where else have you been going? They recommended Lava Thai restaurant, which is just a little pop-up shop just down the street. And I've driven past there many times thinking I'll stop. There's always a line. Like, I don't want to wait. Well, this past weekend decided, you know what? I'm going to Lava Thai. It was awesome. So thank you guys.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
good. I'm glad.
And so we've also eaten at, was it CC Mexican food next door, right
Oh,
next to
I've
the
heard of
place?
it.
Taco.
It was,
CC
is really,
Tacos,
that was
yes.
really
Yeah.
good. Um,
Yeah.
so we're trying to branch out and try different places as we go.
Yes.
That lady got very popular online. I don't know if you, I mean, it's like she's on many Facebook groups posting, their tacos. But yeah,
Yeah. They're
yeah,
very good.
Mhm. And they'll sell out. They'll put on their Facebook page, it's like, sorry, we're sold out for,
right.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Be back next week. But those to me are really wonderful things because they're out exploring. We're working and doing things in our daily lives, so it's a
Right.
great opportunity to just learn something new. Even down to the point of uh, when you had to unload your pod, that you were able to find someone to assist. I have my list. We found somebody else, and they were very helpful, and it worked out well. So it's a resource that definitely, yes, I would like to have, so that I can pass that on to the
And
next
that
client
was
who
a
can move
kind
here.
of a thing through Reddit Nancy saw.
Yeah. Through Reddit, I've been following the Hawaiian Big Island, moving to Hawaii subreddits for a long time.
Right.
And one of the things they always stress is, don't look up in the yellow pages or the internet. Use the coconut telegraph to find
Mhm.
a guy who knows a guy down the road,
Mhm.
and and that's usually the best person who can help you with maybe a minor plumbing thing or a minor electrical thing or help with moving some boxes or maybe you need some more tips about catchment or something. It's all kind of a big neighborhood, I mean, you, everybody's helping their neighbors.
Mhm.
So that's what's so nice about HPP is I feel like this is kind of its own city. There's a person behind us on the street behind us. They sell baked goods and people go there to buy their bread, muffins and pastries and they go down the other street to pick up some fruit or go to the nursery or I mean there's places cuts hair and grooms the dog. I mean, it's just like its own little community here in HPP, and that's what's really fascinating. There's nothing like that anywhere, as far as I know, in the mainland.
Mhm.
I think that how you even said it, like that you were lighting up about all these places, like we could feel your enjoyment, right? Of how much you're appreciating the community and the fact that it's its own little family. I feel like in some areas of HPP, right, where community is pretty strong.
Yeah,
And
Mhm.
yeah, that's incredible, you guys. Well, I wanted to thank you so much for being a light to many that are in your same journey, not exact same journey, but similar, right? Where
right.
they have a wish of coming to the island and they're just looking online and they're going through the motions of finding information. And I wanted to thank you so much, you guys, for being available for this interview. and
Of
and
course.
uh, we are beyond happy that you're here, beyond happy.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you guys for all your help. I mean, it's otherwise I don't think we'd be here.
Right.
Oh, you
Yes.
guys. No,
Yeah.
it warms my heart so much. And I'm pretty sure Michael, I mean, Michael was heavily, right? I mean, he was representing you and on that side of the island, but we are equally so happy that you are here and enjoying and thriving on the island.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Michael, do you want to say any final words to the audience?
I'm just
CC
ready for the
Tacos?
next one. CC Tacos, yes. I'm going to give them a shot.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Aloha, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.